You and your staff, Ranking Member Feinstein and her staff, Senator Booker, my great partner in crafting this legislation, and Senator Tillis and Senator Graham. This is what the Senate should be, an opportunity to work together to close differences that we and our staff had, to craft a significant amendment that showed your ongoing dedication to transparency and oversight, Mr. Chairman, and to get to a positive result. I want to specifically thank Erica Songer and Andy Crawford in my office, who worked very hard with staff in other offices for their dedication to getting us to this point. I have lengthy arguments, which I will submit for the record, about the constitutionality. As my friend and colleague, Senator Booker, pointed out, Morrison v. Olson remains good law by 7-1, a wide range of members of the Supreme Court, from Justice Brennan to Justice Rehnquist, rendered this opinion. As I mentioned previously, it's been cited by dozens of courts in the 3 decades it's been on the books, most recently by the D.C. Circuit in an en banc opinion. There are plenty of good cause restrictions in the executive branch. The President has never had an unfettered, unrestricted authority over law enforcement in the history of our democracy. I will just briefly quote, if I could, University of Chicago law professor Posner. The founders did not give the President the power to determine the necessary offices and positions within law enforcement. They gave Congress the power to define those offices. The founders did not give the President budgetary control over law enforcement. That power went to Congress. The Constitution recognizes the grand jury, which has executive power, yet is not under the control of the President. There are many different sources I could cite showing that the weight of authority supports the constitutionality of this bill. I think it is important that we proceeded with the bill once convinced of its constitutionality, and I'll submit for the record letters from elected Republicans, former federal judges, prosecutors appointed by Republicans, and a series of constitutional law professors. Why is that important? Because a question was raised in today's debate about whether we were proceeding rooted in confidence that this bill would withstand constitutional muster. I have that confidence. I think it was also important that Republicans and Democrats today reasserted that whether agreeing with this bill or not, we all have a view that Special Counsel Mueller should be able to conclude his investigation without harassment or interference. I also think it's important, as Senator Tillis has said from the very beginning, that this isn't just about this circumstance, this context, this president. This is about the independence of the Department of Justice, our respect for the rule of law. I'll close by saying this. This is much more than about one person or one president. It's about ensuring that no one man or woman in our system is above the law. James Madison said, "If men were angels, no government would be necessary. Power must never be trusted without a check." This is a critical check, and I'm grateful to you, Mr. Chairman, the ranking member, to my good friend Senator Booker, and to our colleagues, Senators Tillis and Graham, and our staff for crafting this, for getting it to this point, and I look forward to working with you in a bipartisan fashion to ensure it gets the hearing and the vote on the floor it deserves. Thank you.
Your inserts without objection will be included. Senator Booker.